many different good ways to take research notes. This is just one example. So let's assume that I am going to be assuming the role of Salmon P. Chase at our abolitionist convention. And here is the note sheet. I found an internet source from Biography. So first thing, you make sure you have all the correct information for the work cited. There is not an author's name given. I looked at the top of the page. I looked at the very bottom of the page, and I could not find an author's name. So I wrote not available, and making sure the rest of the information is correct as well. Here I wrote my 2 to 3 sentences explaining why I think this is a reliable source. The Biography.com website is hosted by the cable television channel A&E. A&E is a known mainstream company that would not want to damage their reputation by publishing fake news. The layout of the page looks professional, it is well written, and I did not discover any information that contradicts what I've read in other resources. That is a good 3-sentence explanation of why I think this is a reliable website to use. So the first thing I would do was I would start to read in chunks, at least a paragraph or 2 or 3 before taking any notes. So in doing that, this is what I came up with. I'm using a bullet point approach. So these are my notes. Held several big positions, including, and listed what they were from the article, born, died, childhood, his dad died when he was young, information about his religious upbringing, and the article does specifically say how this helped to shape his abolitionist beliefs, that his uncle, who raised him, was a pretty big Episcopalian leader in the Episcopalian Church. And so forth down the page. There are a few other strategies that I used as well. For instance, the article does not specifically say that he did not get paid defending runaway slaves. However, I'm making an educated guess that runaway slaves would not be able to pay him, so I wrote probably without getting any pay. But I also highlighted it in blue just so I don't make a mistake that this is my interpretation, this is my educated guess, but the article didn't say it specifically. So that's what I did. I used the blue colored text for that. If there's some things I wasn't clear about, for instance, he won a seat in the United States Senate in 1849. And I think he won it as a Republican, but the article wasn't clear. So what I did is I put it in red text and put in a few question marks. Here, amazingly, is my own word. I didn't get it from the article, and I wanted to highlight that, wow, that's pretty amazing that Lincoln still appointed him to the Supreme Court, even though he ran against him for a second time in the Republican primary elections for president. And I also noted that there is more information at the very end of the article that I decided not to take notes on because that is mostly dealing with after the Civil War when slavery is ended. And since we're focusing on abolitionism and his desire to end slavery, I felt that information would not help with this. But I put it in just in case, so I know that, oh yeah, there is more information on this article in case I did want to go back later and find more information about him after the Civil War. So again, many different ways to take notes, but these are my sample notes as if I were a 7th grade student from this website on Salmon P. Chase.